Today we're going to talk about Weather Instruments Lab, and as you can see, this is the photo I posted online with using Station 1, and I filled in all of the data as an example. However, how you get the information from here, you have to use the reference table, page 13, and you use station model explanation. So it tells you temperature is always on the top left. Barometric pressure is always on the top right. However, barometric pressure, you either put a 10 or a 9 in the front of it, and in this example, 196 is lower than 500, so they put a 10 in the front. And I even wrote that over here. If the pressure on the model is less than 500, you put a 10 in the front. And if it's higher, like 800, 900, you put a 9 in the front. However, you still put that decimal one digit in. And if it's, okay, so I have the temperature is 28, and the pressure, okay, so temperature 28, pressure is 196, but I put the 10 in the front and put a decimal, one number in. These conversions from Fahrenheit to Celsius and from millibars to inches, that you also use on the reference table, page 13. You use this chart to convert pressure, and you use this chart to convert temperature. Now, if you notice, the Fahrenheit side, it's going by twos. Every line represents two, like 80, 82, 84, 86, 88, 90. Celsius and Kelvin go by ones. So this one's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, etc. The other confusion that people tend to have is percentage of clouds. And so I drew it over here. 0%, it would be all white. 25%, only a quarter of it's filled in. 50%, half of it's black. 75%, 3/4 are filled in. Okay, and in the station model example, they have 75% or 3/4 filled in, and they write that down. The other issue people sometimes have is wind direction, wind speed, and present weather. So wind direction. Wind direction is this long line. It has nothing to do with this. It's only the long line, okay? And this line, the wind is coming from the southwest. Now the speed, wind speed, has nothing to do with the long line. Instead, it's to do with these little lines. And the relatively longer line is 10, the shorter lines are 5s, and you add them up. So this one's a total of 15. And the unit is knots. And the last one, present weather, is the symbol. Now, the symbols are down here, okay? And they are always in the middle on the left-hand side. However, it's written right next to visibility. Now, visibility and present weather have nothing to do with each other. Present weather is a symbol. Visibility is a number, meaning how far you can see. So present weather, if we have this star represents snow. The round circle represents rain. And remember, it's either raining or snowing when the temperature and dew point are very near each other, okay? Now, on the other part of the lab, for procedure B, we're given this data chart, and we basically have to draw it in ourselves and make our own station model, okay? So Rochester, the temperature is 69. Now remember, that temperature always goes on the top left, so I'm going to write it right there, 69. The dew point is 58. Dew point always goes on the bottom left, so I write it over here. Wind speed and direction, so the direction, it says southwest. Okay, now if we remember north, south, and then southwest is here. So on this, I'm just going to draw a straight line like that. and that represents wind southwest. Now it says 15 is the speed, so I'm going to draw a relatively long line and a relatively short line. That's 10, that's 5. Air pressure. Now remember, I have to convert it to put it on the station model. So I'm actually just going to get rid of the 9 or the 10, whatever's in the front, and I'm left with 169, no decimal. 169 is the air pressure. The cloud cover is 50%, which means I color in half of this circle. And present weather, none, so I don't put any symbol. Okay, the symbol would usually go right here.